Looks like the United Nations, I guess, is just going to have a falling out.
We need a new version of the UN that ain't corrupt.
They're not going to let that happen, bro.
This is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. It's a totalitarian state being developed right now all over the world. It is the inventory and control plan of all land, all water, all minerals, all plants, all animals, all construction, all means of production, all food, all energy, all information, and all human beings in the world. And this is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations back in 1992. It's a United Nations plan. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. And so many of us around the world think that, well, sustainable development, it just sounds so great. Isn't it about recycling and creative reuse and creating energy and food resources for everyone? And the answer is no, it really is not. It's about moving populations into concentrated city centers and clearing them out of the rural areas. All systems have to be brought into harmony in order to control them all. Because when systems don't meet, when they're out of balance or not in sync with one another, they can't be controlled centrally. And the goal of Agenda 21 is one world government and total control from a central unit.
This is terrifying.
It's the new world order, bro.
But we are in trouble, and we all need to pull together on this. I first stumbled across Agenda 21 in about 2008, and quite frankly, my first reaction was to dismiss what I was reading, because I didn't believe that any government in Australia would take us down this road. Then I began to see a legislative pattern emerging in Parliament, which concerned me greatly, and I also started to see the tenor of legislation that we were passing. I did air those concerns in Parliament, and it was dismissed and ignored. Ladies and gentlemen, the origins of the environmental movement as we see it began back in 1968, when the Club of Rome was formed. The Club of Rome has been described as a crisis think tank, which specialises in crisis creation. The main purpose of this think tank was to formulate a crisis that would unite the world and condition us to the idea of global solutions to local problems. In a document called The First Global Revolution, authored by Alexander King and Bertrand Schneider, on pages 104 and 105, it stated, "In searching for a new enemy to unite us, we came up with the idea that pollution, the threat of global warming, water shortages, famine and the like would fit the bill."
They push this green agenda, but we had the solution over a decade ago.
Yeah, bro. The divine herb.
You are looking at a plant that can fuel every engine you own. Diesel truck, gasoline car, generator, tractor, lawnmower, every single one. And the Amish in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, are growing it right now, legally, in the same fields their ancestors planted 300 years ago. Because this one plant does not produce one fuel, it produces two, one for diesel engines, one for gasoline engines, no modifications to the vehicle, no special parts, no trip to a mechanic. The plant is hemp, industrial hemp, cannabis sativa. And I need to be clear about something right now, because the confusion between hemp and marijuana was manufactured on purpose. Industrial hemp contains less than 0.3% THC. That is the psychoactive compound. You could smoke an entire bale of industrial hemp and feel nothing but a sore throat. Hemp seeds contain roughly 30 to 35% oil by weight. That oil can be extracted with a simple cold press, the same kind of press people use for olive oil or sunflower oil. Once you have the oil, it can be converted into biodiesel through a basic chemical process called transesterification, and it is